And in order to understand hip hop, you have to understand metaphors. If there was any distinction I was gonna make between rap music and hip hop music, that's it. It's the depth of the lyrics and the depth of the, I guess, creativity in the song. So just the definition of metaphor, right quick, is a thing regarded as representative or symbolic of something else, especially something abstract. Another definition is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or an action to which it is not literally applicable. All right. And this song as a whole is pretty much a metaphor. All right, all right. Mr. LL Cool J, one of the hip hop goats. Ladies love Cool James, featuring Rick Ross and Fat Joe, Saturday Night Special. So, what is so special about Saturday Night? Nothing really. Did LL make a song just simply about some drug dealers from back in the day? Maybe. Then again, maybe not. He's a little bit more creative than that. This record is produced by Q-Tip. I think that sample is the Caravan sample. I'm not sure. You can look that up online. Dope sample, dope beat. Like the structure of the song. But the lyrics caught my attention, especially LL's part or his two verses. But let me not get ahead of myself. First, let's talk about the title, Saturday Night Special. So what's so special about Saturday Night? Now we know Saturday Night Special is what is that? A colloquial term? Is that the proper way to say that for a throwaway? Pistol, small caliber, firearm. Saturday night, it could be he's talking about the special Saturday nights of the club back in the 80s and 90s and seeing the drug dealers in the club, and that's what he's talking about, two of the guys they used to see in the club, but that's not what I think it's about. I think Saturday Night Special is about the special Saturday night of May 4th, 2024 that we just witnessed. So I'm gonna get into the first verse and explain why I think he's referencing Drake in the first verse and then Kendrick in the second. So he starts out the first verse with the setup. So many different hustlers you meet in the game. Now the game being the rap game. Ish is cold. Don't put your trust in them. Let me explain. Okay, right off the bat, we're talking about trust issues. Drizzy is not to be trusted. At least that's what a lot of artists think, including one that is featured on this song, namely Rick Ross. All right, let's continue. The greedy killer. He wanna F hoes and get the money, but he quick to feel disrespected. One slip of the tongue, wrong words selected. Okay, who does that sound like? Quick to feel disrespected. He wanna F hoes, he greedy. That's all Drake. Those are his, what some people are saying, his shortcomings. Okay, trying to snipe other people's females, being greedy. All right, which I think the underlying meaning for the hook, which I'll get to, is about some of Drake's business practices with the other artists. You know, the cease and desist talk and all that. That's why Rick Ross is on the song. So I think there's also a little messaging in the song to Drake about the business practices and the way you are supposed to operate as one of the leaders in the hip hop culture, so to speak. So to continue the verse, one slip of the tongue, wrong word selected, bullets drilling in your melon when you least expect it. Number one priority, self-preservation. That applies to the majority different situations. Okay, so first, least expected. That Drake sneak disses a lot of people out of nowhere. All right, that's first. And then the selfishness of the artist. So self-preservation, number one priority. Only hopping on features when it benefits him and not returning the favor when the other artist may need help, right? That's what he's pretty much explaining. Now let's continue. The daredevil type. He loved to make a scene. If he's the center of attention, you're all right. He worried about his rep, put dirt on his name, you getting slept. Extra sensitive, quiet as kept. Now, we know who is the most sensitive rapper in hip hop in the last 15 years. Okay, it's the same one, Kendrick Lamar, tucked in his pajama clothes in the BET Cypher. All right, so the first verse, LL is describing Drake, right? Because Saturday Night Special was really the apex of the battle, so to speak, was May 4th, 2024, when Family Matters was released, and then Kendrick, of course, stepped on it with Meet the Grams. Now, when Rick Ross goes into his verse, he starts addressing the battle right away. Okay, when he says, living like a villain, sipping Beyond out the glass, million on the wrist, quick to skip a battle rap. All right, so he's explaining he's too busy. to be worried about battling with Drake. However, he addresses him again a little bit further down the verse when he says, really just want to smoke, really just wanted peace. The niggas who want the most, some might end up with the least. Now again, to me, that's him addressing the way Drake has handled things, getting him into this situation. And now it's not looking good for his career, so to speak. So then he gets into one more, to me, where he's addressing Drake when he says, really, are you a G? Niggas just want to see. I'm running up the numbers. I feel I'm still in the lead. So that's him again addressing the money situation that they were talking back and forth about, what he was addressing in Champagne Thoughts. What him and Drake are basically arguing about is who has more money, who's really balling like they say they are, who's exaggerating what they have, right? So that's him addressing them. Now LL gets into his second verse where he's talking about Kendrick Lamar. Let's go through that. Okay, he says, there's a boss player, he got a shrewd intellect, he thinking big picture, he patient with disrespect, he always keep his word, but there's pressure when he collect. Okay, so boss player, of course, Kendrick is one of the top MCs in the game. Shrewd intellect, that's self-explanatory. Of course, Kendrick, especially with the way he handled the battle, showed exactly how intelligent he is. He thinking big picture. Of course, he has a message to his music, and when he puts out songs, he's thinking big picture. He has more of a meaning to the art that he creates. Now, he's patient with disrespect. He always keep his word, but there's pressure when he collect. Now, of course, we know Kendrick took his time in getting ready for the battle. You know, the 17-day countdown by Academics, Drake with the tailor-made freestyle, you know, we waiting on you. Now, Kendrick also kept his word. In Euphoria, he told Drake, if you go to the family, it's gonna get dark for you. So he kept his word for him, right? And there's pressure when he collects. So when he collected with Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, now there's a lot of pressure on Drake, all right? So now he continues the verse, stay away from his hoes, that'll keep you out the mess. He act like he treat him cold, but that is just a test. Keep your jokes to a minimum when wifey is around. Remember, he's the man, F how it sounds. Now, again, that's self-explanatory if you was following the battle. The more Drake mentioned Kendrick's wife, Whitney, or girlfriend, whichever one it is, and Drake kept highlighting that, the darker it got for him, the worse it got for him, right? Then he said he act like he treat him cold, but that is just a test. Again, if you see him in public, you know, Drake talked about taking the pictures and all this kind of stuff. They're not overly public with their relationship, but that is just a test, he's saying, right? And that gets into the keep your jokes to a minimum when wifey is around. Don't mention his family. Or, like I just said, it gets dark for you, as it is very dark for Drake right now, right? And if he just didn't mention Whitney, it probably could have gone differently for him. Not saying he would have won the battle or anything like that. I doubt that, but at the same time, they may still be going, you know, song for song with more hip hop and art-centric songs and not personal attacks. And this premise also explains the hook that he and Q-Tip keep repeating. Always keep your word, always pay him back. Okay, so that Kendrick promised Drake that if he mentioned his family, it was gonna be a problem. So you mentioned my family and family matters, you released that song, so I'm gonna keep my word and I'm gonna pay you back, right? It could also mean in Drake's business practices as far as keeping his word. Maybe he gives his word to artists that he works with, the younger artists, and not paying them back is what got him into this mess, right? You know, I've heard stories of certain artists that he worked with, Block Boy JB, some of the other artists from Atlanta. When they asked for him to get on records, the French Montana situation, which is what Rick Ross was referring to, and why he jumped in the battle in the first place. Drake putting a cease and desist on French Montana. He mentioned that in Champagne Thoughts. Of course, they all did stay scheming together. Now, maybe Drake said he was going to help French Montana out, and maybe he did a song or they did a song together. French Montana probably tried to put it on his album, and Drake sent him a cease and desist, as into not allowing him to use Drake's verse on his album or on whatever song he wanted to release. So he didn't keep his word and he didn't pay him back. Simple, right? And then Fat Joe's verse, it's pretty much just a regular verse, but he starts and finishes the verse with the same phrase, always keep it real, always like crack. Now, if you know Fat Joe's career, Fat Joe is known for not only starting a lot of careers, which he brings up in the verse, but a lot of collaborations have happened through Fat Joe in hip hop, probably including Stay Scheming. But DJ Khaled, with all the people he has on his albums, you know, Fat Joe is pretty much responsible for his career. Rick Ross, that whole clique down there in Miami, right? And Fat Joe is known for he's worked with pretty much every prominent artist almost. So I think that's his inclusion in the record, right? Always keep it real. Always keep your word, always pay it back, right? Fat Joe's career has pretty much mirrored that. And that's something, again, they're saying, and to me in this song, Drake needs to learn that. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people in the comments will see this video, some people watching, I say, and they'll comment, this is a reach, are you reaching? And okay, let me explain something right quick about hip hop. Okay, because it's such a popular and prominent genre of music in pop culture, a lot of people want to pretend to be hip hop fans, so to speak. That's my opinion. But they don't really understand hip hop at all or much. And in order to understand hip hop, you have to understand metaphors. If there was any distinction I was gonna make between rap music and hip hop music, that's it. It's the depth of the lyrics and the depth of the, I guess, creativity in the song. So just the definition of metaphor right quick is a thing regarded as representative or symbolic of something else, especially something abstract. Another definition is a figure of speech in which a word or a phrase is applied to an object or an action to which it is not literally applicable. All right, and this song as a whole is pretty much a metaphor. And I'm glad that one of the legends, actually two of the legends, Fat Joe is a legend as well in hip hop, but one of the founding legends, LL Cool J, released a song like this so that I can make a video like this and show how a lot of people who talk about hip hop don't really understand it, don't really understand lyrics, don't really understand what it takes to make a good rap verse, song, etc. Right? The surface level rap, that's cool, but that's more rappy rap pop music, right? That's not hip hop. That's not MCing. Okay, this is why when you hear people say you're not an MC, this is what they mean. Your lyrics are surface level. You cannot have surface level lyrics. Okay, you have to have metaphors, similes, double entendres, triple entendres, as Drake asked Kendrick for, quintuple entendres, right? That has to be in your bars. Okay, Kendrick and Drake, again, and Drake's ghostwriter, so I'm just, let's be honest. All right, they're very good at that. All right, and most of the real MCs are good at it. LL is showing you in this verse that he's good at it, and this song that he's good at it. Been good at it for a long time. This is hip hop, okay? Go back and listen to Common Sense's song, Common, formerly known as Common Sense. I Used to Love Her, okay? It sounds like it's a song about a female, but really it is a song about hip hop. Okay, that's a good reference. Shout out to all my old school heads out there who remember that song. But for the young people, this is what you have to bring to the art form, all right? It's some form of depth. So anyway, that's all I got. That's my little speech, my little hip hop speech at the end there. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, turn on those YouTube notifications. You know, if you're not getting notifications from your subscribers, you have to go to settings and turn on the notifications so you get that. Yeah, man, trying to get to 10,000 subs. So please hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Your boy, Professor Lex Beats. Hope y'all appreciate. Comment below. Comment as always. Thank you for watching, and we out.